Piece of North Shore history destroyed by flames. Powerful video of the massive fire that burnt the historic Lutsen Lodge overnight, prompting emergency response from nearly a dozen agencies. Amazingly, no one was hurt, but today fire officials tell us the building is destroyed. Good evening, I'm Briggs LaSavage.
And I'm Dan Wolf. Thanks for joining us. We have team coverage of this fire for you tonight. We're going to start things off with Northern News Now's Madison Green, who is live on scene for us and has been watching as crews work to keep the flames at bay all day. Madison, first and foremost, is the fire out?
Dan, no, not yet. The fire is not out. There are minimal crews on scene, but they are still here fighting a few hot spots that have reignited in the past 12 hours that they have constantly been fighting. They have sprinklers going that is pumping water from Lake Superior to keep these hot spots down. And although the crews are minimal, they will be out here continuing to fight, continuing to stop the flames. And they've recently, in the last 20 minutes, put up caution tape. People have been stopping by all day to see what remains of their beloved Lutsen Lodge, and not much remains, except for there is a chimney here that I was told did survive the last fire in 1951. And luckily, last night there were no guests in the lodge and no injuries were reported. The fire was reported by the only employee in the building shortly after midnight. He called 911 after reportedly seeing smoke coming from outlets close to the floor in the main lobby area. Trucks from the Lutsen Fire Department arrived on scene within 15 minutes and saw heavy smoke, but said the fire progressed quickly and soon engulfed the entire building. Fire officials say the worst of the fire was around 5:30 in the morning, and they remained on scene to continue to mop up. Their biggest challenge was getting a steady water supply. However, with an old building like the historic Lutsen Lodge, Fire Chief Stephen Duclos says they had a plan in place in case the building went up in flames.
It's been a concern in our department for a number of years. This is one that we come and tour and walk and kind of pre-plan and strategize how we're going to fight that fire if it did happen.
Fire Chief Duclos says with an old 80-year-old wooden building like the Lutsen Lodge, it is very normal for them to have routine walkthroughs and create a plan for how they would fight a fire there. Now, this is an active investigation by the State Fire Marshal, and there is no word yet on what caused the fire, but we will keep you updated as we learn those investigations.
That's amazing. Only a chimney remains there in Lutsen. Madison Green reporting live for us tonight. Thank you, Madison.